I'm gonna play Diana jungle for 10 hours to see if she actually takes any skill or not. My first game started off pretty well. Sure, I kind of flashed into a wall here, but I landed the Q and got a decent ult off. Then I got another kill after my bot lane died, and I would have gotten away with it too if Galio's taunt hitbox was an absolute bullshit. Anyway, a few minutes later, I got absolutely destroyed in the river. It was one of those moments where I already knew I was dead, I just needed to wait a few seconds. And then I died a few more times. And with that, my 10 hours of Diana had begun. Game 2 started off a little bit worse than my first game. I missed my Q, Rel was there for some reason, and I died. But I would not let that phase me, so I went bot and kind of entered their lane too. I don't know why I grabbed the Thresh Lantern here, it's just, if there's a Thresh Lantern there, you gotta grab it, you know? Then I died getting Rift Herald. At this point, I had to take a deep breath because I was not helping anyone right now. Then I shut down the enemy Rel. I tried to let MF get the kill here, but Rel flashed away, so I decided to secure the kill myself. Then I placed Rift, and all of a sudden, we're back in the game. Because I was behind this game, I decided to go Demonic Embrace first instead of Nashor's Tooth, and honestly, I liked this build path a lot better. It just made me tankier, which allowed me to jump into fights with my ult without any fear at all. Like in this fight right here, having a few extra HP made going back in a lot less intimidating, and we actually managed to win the fight because of it. In fact, I didn't go Nashor's Tooth at all. I just went full tank and it felt amazing. I mean, even though I died in this fight, just look how long I lived. Anyway, back to the game. The enemy team overstayed trying to push our bot lane tower, and somehow we just rolled them without losing a single teammate. And then disaster struck about 20 seconds later. And just like that, the game was over. Game 3 started off weird. I ended up killing the enemy Talia deep in her jungle and then died to Garen right after. Luckily, Garen kind of wasted Flash and Ignite, so worth. To get my revenge, I got Rift Herald and then dove Garen with my Jace. And just like that, I was off to my best start yet. Then a little later, Lux almost pulls off the best juke I've ever seen. Where the fuck? Oh, she's right here, fucking kill her. And at about the 30-minute mark, we were pretty far ahead, and then someone called to do Baron. And then Tryndamere kinda just ran us over and we threw our entire lead in a single team fight. It was really reminding me of my Leona video. In the end, we just didn't have any CC to deal with Tryndamere, so he just kept running us over in fights, and we eventually lost the game. So after losing my first 3 games, I was determined to win my next one. And it did not start off very great at all. But I have died way too many times at this point to let one death keep me down. No, instead, I'm gonna decide to run head first into as much danger as possible like an idiot and somehow barely make it out alive. A little later, I got another kill. And then another kill. Unfortunately, I did not get to push the limits of Diana because our Xayah was super fed and the enemy team surrendered in 18 minutes. Now to get on my Emerald account and start playing some ranked. Now is not the time to get tilted, I'll just go bot and get an assist, it's fine. I know from my Leona video that Leona only knows how to go in, so if I hover bot, I'm sure to get a lot more kills. After getting Dragon like a good little jungler, I also caught out the enemy bot lane again. I don't know what they thought was gonna happen, but I'll take the kills, I guess. Okay, this bot lane has to be trolling, right? I mean, how many times do you have to lose fights before you realize, maybe I shouldn't be taking this fight? Okay, I'll admit, this fight was actually pretty close, but what did I tell you? Leonas only know how to do one thing, so if you can punish them for it, it's free gold. It may seem like we're bullying the enemy bot lane, but at a certain point, I'm kinda secretly hoping they won't be there trying to fight because we've killed them so many times. Anyway, we got Baron and just pushed and won the game a little bit later. Obviously, Samira did most of the work here, but I'd like to think of myself as her second support, you know? Game 6 started off with a bit of a misplay. The fight ended up being super close, and I think if I just stood still and autoed instead of panicking and moved between autos, I would have gotten a double kill here. It's okay though, I got my revenge when I ganked mid and got 2 kills with Skarner. Also, can I just say Skarner mid was surprisingly good this game? A little later, I was hunting the enemy Vi after she barely escaped a fight mid and I found her doing Grump, so I killed her and took her jungle. In the end, this game was a bit of a team diff, so while my team was off winning fights, I was off split pushing. Also, this poor Samira did everything she could to kill me and still lost. We won, but I don't really think I did much this game. Game 7 started off a lot better. Not only did I get a double kill, but my flash E was not nearly as slow as my first game, and I was feeling a lot more comfortable on Diana. Then I went bot again and got another double kill. I probably should have let my bot laner get the Caitlyn kill, but I was gonna go off this game. Then I went mid and got another kill. Look, technically Pyke getting the kill would have been more gold efficient, but hey, I have a YouTube video to make, I need kills. At about the 18-minute mark, I was fiending for more kills, so I went mid with Pyke and got another double kill. Just to overstay and give my shutdown to Ornn. My next death came in a fight where I got a pretty good engage on Caitlyn. I just didn't expect to die so quickly. Then the rest of their team showed up and we lost the fight really bad. After a few more close fights, we decided to do Baron. Look, in this position, I probably should have flashed over the wall and ulted all 3 of the enemies. But after my last few engages failed, I was kinda nervous to go in, so I decided to just walk around the Baron pit. We still won the fight, but it could have been a lot better. In the end, we won the game, but I did not play very well. After starting 7-0, we should have won this game way faster. I decided to take a short break after this game because I was a little tilted and wanted to start up again tomorrow. Game 8 started off with a dive on the enemy Darius. Darius didn't have TP, so I wanted to set him as far behind as possible. Then I went top again and killed Darius. My hope was if Alawi got far enough ahead, she'd just become a raid boss and win the game for us. And in the end, that's kind of what happened. The enemy team surrendered at 15 minutes because there was no way the 1-6 Darius could stop the Alawi. Game 9 was kind of a disaster. I tried to gank top with LeBlanc, but the enemy team was waiting for me in the bush and I died immediately. Then I thought we could kill Jarvan bot lane, but instead I again died immediately. It wasn't all bad though. I bounced back by killing Jarvan in the river and then barely killing the Master Yi right after. But that's when the inting began. And game 10 did not start off much better. Okay, I just need to take a deep breath and focus up. So after I farmed a little to catch back up, I went mid and managed to get my first kill of the game. Then I immediately ran top and got another kill and we're back, baby. With my newfound confidence, I went bot and decided to fight a 2v3 with Lux. Their bot lane was super far behind, so I thought that this would work, especially after killing Graves 1v1. And just like game 5, I decided to follow the behind Leona for free kills, and once again, there was just nothing she could do. At around the 20-minute mark, the enemy team walked into a choke point, and well, we kinda had our way with them after a perfect Diana and Lux ult combo. A little after that fight, we got Baron and just ran at them to win the game. But instead of winning the game, we kinda went for kills and it got a little bit close at the end. But luckily, Nasus had a billion stacks or whatever and just cleaned up the extra kill and won the game. And with that, I was on to the final hours of the challenge. To start off game 11, I got an early kill on the enemy AD carry. It's nothing special, but it's enough to get me an early lead. But when I went back bot a few minutes later, all of a sudden, the enemy AD carry had a shutdown? To be fair, Caitlyn and Lux is a super annoying lane to deal with. So a little later, I went bot again and got a kill, just for the jungle Garen to come out of nowhere and dunk my ass. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have died either way here, but sometimes it's about sending a message, and I respect that. Then I ganked bot again and got 2 more kills. I almost inted here by walking into the Lux ult, but luckily Thresh threw me a lantern, and we were able to kill her before she killed me. Fast forward a little bit and I'm 7-2, and I'm doing pretty well. My team, however, is not. My Jax is down 3 levels and 70 CS, and my mid was down 2 levels and 50 CS. Yeah, I did what I could this game, but it was just doomed. Game 12 started off with an early assist in the mid lane. I love when my laners flash engage like this instead of waiting for me to engage. It just makes ganking so much easier. Next, I decided to gank top because I noticed Gnar was in a little bit of trouble. Unfortunately, Gnar died, but there was no way Nasus kills me too. Holy shit, Nasus is gonna be a problem. My next kill was comedy gold. After the Vayne barely escaped, Lee Sin kicked me into her and I managed to get a kill. Sure, I died in the end, but it was funny, so I didn't mind. At this point, we were feeling pretty good, up 2 towers, and to make things even better, we also managed to get a pick on the Silas and Senna. But we had a huge problem. But instead of telling you the problem, just watch this clip instead. Yeah, Nasus became kind of unstoppable this game, and we just ended up losing. My final game started off pretty great. Not only did my Jinx barely survive this fight, but I also managed to get an early kill on the Caitlyn, who had to be super tilted right now. I followed that up with another kill top lane, and in my final game, I was already 2-0. A few minutes later, there was a fight in the river. I swear I wasn't trying to leave Taric to die here. I was running to my Jinx because without her, we would not have had the damage to kill these 2 beefy boys. Then somehow this Jinx rocket missed? This has nothing to do with me, to be fair, it just was super weird and sad to watch. Anyway, back to the game. At around the 18-minute mark, I made a terrible dragon call. With Garen split pushing top, we should have just stalled, but instead I started dragon and then we fought 4v5 and lost really badly. And just like that, I had thrown the last game of my challenge. Nah, fuck that. Let's win. This fight was all over the place. Honestly, these clown fiestas are why I play solo queue sometimes. You have no idea what's going on. You just hope your team somehow ends up on top. And even though Fizz died right at the start of this fight, we managed to win. And after that, we just won the game. Diana is kind of weird in my opinion. She's strongest as a duelist, she builds tanky, and her kit is designed to be an assassin. Because of all of this, she's a very flexible and fun champion who can fit any role a team needs. Her runes are pretty much always Conqueror, but can be Electrocute if you are going an AP assassin build. Her mythic item is usually Rocket Belt, but I personally like to Jock Show way more because of how tanky it made me. You can also go Iceborne Gauntlet into full AD comps. The rest of her builds can actually vary a lot depending on the game. Nashor's, Hourglass, Deathcap, and Shadow Flame are all good if you want damage. Sunfire's Demonic, Abyssal Mask, Thornmail, and Force of Nature are all good if you want to be more tanky. My favorite part about Diana is if you want, you can easily mix and match a lot of these items depending on the game state to fit the role your team needs. Overall, Diana was a super fun jungler, and I know she might not be the strongest right now, but in the right hands, I'm sure she can be an absolute monster. Let me know who you want to see next in the comments.